Hello friends, in this video we are going to discuss what is meant by recursion. Now recursion is used in all programming language like C, C++, Java, etc. Now here we are going to discuss how recursion program is written, what is meant by recursion and how it works. So let's start. Now what is meant by recursion? Now recursion is the process of repeating a term in self-similar way or similar manner. That is, if you allows program to call function, now the same function or inside the same function we call the same function again called as a recursive call of the function. Now, what is mean by exact recursion or what is the definition? Now, C programming language or every language support recursive. Now, it's call itself. Now, this is a one kind of technique making function call itself called as a recursion. Now, why we are using recursion? Now, because of this technique, it provides way to break a complicated problems into the simple problems. Because the same statement we are going to repeat by calling the function. So we can make the same statements again and again we're going to execute the same statement. So it breaks the complicated problem, like for example some computational problem or some mathematical problem. Now it defines some condition or exit condition from the function, otherwise it will go to the infinite loop. Now recursion needs some exit some condition, or it is also called as a base condition. On depending on the base condition it's going to the execute, otherwise it returns and it terminate the recursion, or it may be chances to go to the infinite loop. Now, why we are using to solve a mathematical problem or computational problem? For example, calculating factorial of number, generating Fibonacci series, etc. These are the example in recursion. Now, let's understand how it works. Now, this is the one kind of program a of n, it again call the function a of n minus 1. That is, we are calling the same function again called as a recursion. But we must take care of what is the if condition. That is, if we are not giving any condition, the function is chances to go to the infinite loop. Now, so whenever we write a program, we always take care of, we have to provide the condition, that is if and else. So if part is true, it going to execute, that is it call the same function again, otherwise else it return or it stop the recursion. Now whenever you give the condition, its meaning of the it start and else is a part of stop. That is, this is called as a termination condition. The else part is the termination condition, or it is also known as a base condition. Because if you want to stop the recursion, then or it must be stopped at the some point, otherwise it will goes to the infinite loop. Now how to stop it? By writing some conditions. Now for example, understand this function. If I consider n as a 4, now as long n is greater than 0, now here in this condition n, that is if we consider n as a 4 is greater than 0, again it execute n minus 1, or it called the recursive stack. Now this is called as a recursive stack. Now the value of 4 minus 1 is put it into the stack at the bottom of the stack a of 3. Now again the a of 3 is called because the condition is true, n, that is 3 greater than 0. So as long as n is greater than 0, the loop is going to the working, or the recursive stack is going to the full. That is, again it put the value a of 2. Again it's calling a of n minus 1, that is 2 minus 1. Again this condition is the true, that is 2 is greater than 0. Now again it's call a of 1, or it store the value a of 1. Again it call 1 minus 1 0. Now here in this case, whenever recursion calls, we have to stop for giving condition. Now when it reach to a of 1 or a of 0, then it again check n is greater than 0. Now here the recursion is terminated, that is 0 is not greater than 0. So it coming into the else part. Next it returns the else part and returns the all functions which is at the top of the stack and is going to the execute. Now we know that stack pointer or point at the top of the stack and it's going to the execute. Now result of a of 0 is going to answer by a of 1, then a of 2 and a of 3, and like that this all activation stacks are completed and execute and return the result. Now this is called as an activation record. Now the question is arise here, how many recursive calls made? So we can see here 4 recursive calls can be made. Now let's understand what is mean by recursion and iteration, or what is the difference between recursion and iteration. Now just now we discussed recursion. Now these are similarly working the same, but difference it have some base condition and iteration have some loop condition, that is both repeating the execute the set of iteration. But recursions occur when the statement in function call, that is function call itself, and inside recursion we have some base condition, otherwise it occurs as an infinite loop or infinite recursion. Now what is mean by iteration? Now iteration occur when loop repeatedly execute. Now which kind of loop? You can consider, you can use while loop, do while, for loop, etc., or any loop you can use. So it repeatedly execute until the controlling is nothing but the iteration. Now if you're looking the efficiency in time, or if you're looking efficiency in faster execution or faster in time while you are executing, go through the iteration. And if you want to write some program faster or develop some applications like mathematical based or computational based programs or application, then it become faster, you have to go through the recursion. So that is the main difference between recursion and iteration. So that is all about recursion and iteration. Thank you.